In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on April 18, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Miami Marlins versus Philadelphia Phillies. The Miami Marlins head into Citizens Bank Park on Friday to kick off a 3-game set against their divisional foes, the Philadelphia Phillies. Miami is coming off a 6-2 loss to the Arizona Diamondbacks on Wednesday and has already dropped the first 2 games of that series, which wraps up Thursday. On the other side, Philadelphia didn't fare much better, getting thumped 11-4 by the San Francisco Giants. The Phillies have now lost 3 of their last 4. In the National League East standings, Miami sits in 3rd place, trailing the division leaders by 2.5 games, while Philly holds 2nd place, just 1 game behind the New York Mets. The Marlins are in a bit of a rough patch, having lost 2 in a row in 6 out of their last 10. The Phillies haven't exactly been lighting it up either, cooling off after a decent start, but they've played solid ball at home, going 6-3 at Citizens Bank Park. Miami sends Sandy Alcantara to the mound, but his season hasn't been great so far. He's carrying a 4.7 earned run average and a 1.17 WHIP, and in his most recent start, he gave up 4 runs and 5 hits over 5.2 innings, walking 4 and striking out just 1. On the other hand, Zach Wheeler will get the start for Philly. He's also had a couple of rough outings lately, surrendering 9 runs across 11.1 innings, both resulting in losses. Still, he did start the season on a better note, pitching 13 innings and giving up just 2 runs over his first 2 games, both of which the Phillies won. The key difference here is Alcantara hasn't put together a quality start yet. Phillies' bullpen has been shaky with a 4.84 earned run average, but has at least locked down 5 saves, while Miami's bullpen sports a similar 4.7 earned run average, but has only managed 2 saves. Even though the Phillies look like the stronger team on paper, recent history between these 2 squads has been pretty even. Philly is just 5-5 in the last 10 matchups against the Marlins. That said, Philadelphia has been solid at home this year with a 7-3 record, and with Miami coming off a sweep, they're likely not bringing much confidence into this game. That could be a serious issue for them, especially with the Phillies hungry to bounce back strong. As our first pick for this matchup, the Philadelphia Phillies money line is our full game side pick. We've got 2 big-name pitchers starting this game, but both have been giving up runs, with earned run averages north of 4 so far this season. Combine that with the fact that the over has hit in 6 of their last 10 meetings, and you've got a good chance of a high-scoring affair. For Miami, the over has cashed in 6 of their last 10 games, with the team allowing 6 or more runs in 6 of those contests. Philadelphia's over record is 5-5 in that same stretch, but their last 4 home games all had double-digit total runs scored. Recently, the total has gone over in 4 of the Marlins' last 5 games, and in 5 of their last 7 matchups against National League opponents. Philly has also seen the total go over in 4 of their last 5 home games. As noted earlier, neither starting pitcher has been particularly sharp. Alcantara holds a 4.7 earned run average, and Wheeler isn't far behind at 4.07. Add in 2 bullpens that can't seem to shut the door, both carrying earned run averages over 4.7, and it sets up for plenty of scoring. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas City Royals versus Detroit Tigers. Friday's MLB slate rolls on with an American League Central showdown between the Kansas City Royals, sitting at 8-12, and the Detroit Tigers. These 2 clubs are plenty familiar with each other, and Kansas City has had the upper hand recently, winning 6 of the last 10 meetings with Detroit. Lately, though, Detroit's been much more comfortable at home, snagging 5 wins in their last 6 games in front of their fans. Meanwhile, the Royals have hit a wall on the road, dropping 5 of their last 6 away games. Detroit's been handling lefties well at the plate, which could spell trouble for Kansas City with Raggins on the mound. He's been a bit off lately, giving up 7 runs over his last 4 starts. And with the Royals bullpen currently in rough shape, it's not going to be easy for them to shut the door on the Tigers lineup. Kansas City's offense doesn't look much better on paper. They've had issues putting together good at-bats against right-handed pitchers, and Detroit starter Job has been holding his own, allowing just 5 runs over his first 3 starts. The Tigers' bullpen has been reliable, too, which should help them keep a lid on a Kansas City lineup that's been pretty quiet lately. Despite all that, the Royals are still coming in as the favorite because they've got Ragans on the mound. He's allowed just 6 earned runs over 23.2 innings and leads the league with 34 strikeouts, a solid stat line. But here's the thing, the Royals have lost 4 straight games, dropped 6 of their last 7, and haven't scored more than 4 runs in 13 consecutive contests. That's not going to scare anybody. Sure, Job's only made 3 big league starts, but the Tigers are just playing better baseball right now, especially on offense. As our first pick for this matchup, the Detroit Tigers money line is our full game side pick. Looking at the total, the under has been a common theme lately. The Royals have gone under in 4 straight games, and the Tigers have stayed under in 4 of their last 5. Kansas City is averaging just 3 runs a game and is batting only .200 when facing right-handed pitching. They're going up against a guy who's only given up 5 runs across his 3 starts, so the odds of a breakout don't seem high. On the flip side, Detroit's offense is putting up 4.5 runs per game and batting .221 against lefties. They'll be facing Ragans, who has given up 7 runs in his last 4 outings and has had trouble containing Detroit in the past, surrendering 7 runs in his last 5 games against them. These 2 teams have hit the under in 3 of their last 4 matchups. Digging in a little deeper on Ragans, he enters this game with a 2.28 earned run average and a solid 0.93 WHIP. He's done an excellent job shutting down this Detroit lineup in the past, holding them to a slash line of just .82, .237, and .143 over 49 at-bats. That's some serious dominance. On the other hand, Job's been turning heads with his performance lately, posting a 1.64 earned run average in 11 innings across his last 2 starts. Offensively, Detroit ranks 11th in the league, scoring a respectable 4.58 runs per game. Not exactly elite, but certainly solid. Kansas City, however, finds itself near the bottom, ranking 29th with just 2.95 runs per game. All signs point to runs being hard to come by in this one. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona Diamondbacks versus Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs, sitting at a 12-9 record, are set to kick off a 3-game weekend series at home against the Arizona Diamondbacks, who come in at 12-7. The Cubs had Thursday off following a tough 4-2 loss to the Padres, giving them a brief window to regroup. Meanwhile, Arizona is riding high, having just notched their 5th straight win with a 6-4 victory over the Marlins on Thursday. That kind of momentum tends to carry over, especially when a team's confidence is building game by game. The Diamondbacks have been seeing the ball really well lately. They've worked their way into the league's top 5 in both drawing walks and avoiding strikeouts, which speaks to their disciplined approach at the plate. They also rank 5th in total home runs, showing off some serious pop, particularly when they're on the road. The Cubs have been solid at the plate themselves, but they've run into trouble when it comes to making contact and capitalizing on scoring chances. Too many strikeouts and too many runners left stranded have cost them. Right now, Arizona is one of the hottest clubs in the league, and I like their chances to stay hot, especially with Corbin Burnes taking the mound. Burnes may have stumbled a bit to start the season, but he's still a top-tier pitcher with the tools to shut down a lineup like Chicago's. Add in the fact that the Diamondbacks' offense is clicking from top to bottom, with Carroll leading off like a lightning bolt, and it's hard not to lean their way. Their bullpen has also looked sharper lately, which just adds another edge to their side. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Diamondbacks money line is our full game side pick. Arizona's bats have been on fire, belting 9 home runs over their last 3 games while also generating runs in other ways with their speed and aggressive base running. The Cubs have been hit or miss, but they do tend to show up offensively at home, especially when a few of their key hitters get going. With Burnes not quite in midseason form and Rhea still looking to establish himself as a reliable starter, both offenses could break through early. Toss in a couple of shaky bullpen performances here and there, and this game has all the makings of a shootout. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Mariners versus Toronto Blue Jays. 2 American League teams hoping to turn things around and find their rhythm will square off in a fresh 3-game series starting Friday night. The Seattle Mariners are heading up to Canada to take on the Toronto Blue Jays, both clubs searching for a win and a bit of momentum. Seattle is coming off a wild extra innings victory against the Reds on Thursday, clawing back for an 11-7 win in 10 innings. On the flip side, the Blue Jays wrapped up their own 3-game series by beating the Braves 3-1 at home Wednesday night. Looking back at last season, Toronto took 4 of the 6 games they played against Seattle, including a road series win in early July of 2024. The Mariners are riding a nice little wave lately, having picked up 6 wins in their last 7 games, including 2 victories on the road against the Reds. Thursday's comeback win was gritty, though it may leave their bullpen a bit taxed going into this next stretch. That said, Wu has been dependable to start the season and may help ease the load. On the Blue Jays side, Francis has stumbled a bit, dropping his last 2 starts, and the offense is still searching for some steady footing. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. finally launched his first home run of the season Wednesday, but Toronto's bats still haven't found that reliable spark. Seattle's current momentum feels like something you can't ignore. Both teams have shown signs of promise this week, but I'm leaning towards Seattle here, mainly because Wu's been just a little more dialed in than Francis. In 19 innings, Wu's given up 14 hits and 6 runs with only 4 walks, while Francis has surrendered 11 hits and 7 earned runs over 17 innings, walking 7. When Wu's on the mound, Seattle has taken 10 of the last 16, and that kind of track record counts. Add in that emotional win in extra innings, and the Mariners have a nice confidence boost going into this one. As our first pick for this matchup, the Seattle Mariners money line is our full game side pick. So far this year, Seattle games have leaned slightly toward the under, with a 9-8-2 mark through their first 19 contests. The Mariners rank 21st in baseball, averaging 4.26 runs per game overall, but that number bumps up a bit to 4.6 runs when they're on the road. Interestingly, their total run environment tends to rise as the visiting team. They average 8.63 runs per game overall, but that jumps to 10.6 per game away from home. The Blue Jays, meanwhile, have seen the under cash in 12 of their 19 games so far. They're tied for 19th in the league with 4 runs per game, and they see a small uptick to 4.5 when playing at Rogers Center. Toronto games average 7.79 runs total, which climbs to 8.8 at home. When these two clubs faced off last year, their 6 matchups averaged 7.2 total runs, with the under hitting in 4 of those games. Offensively, both squads are hovering around the middle of the American League pack in terms of run production. On the mound, this game sets up to be a challenge for both lineups. Wu is quietly becoming a reliable piece in Seattle's rotation, going at least 6 innings in every start so far and walking only 2 batters while allowing just 1 homer across his last 2 appearances. Francis, despite some control hiccups, walking 2 or more batters each time out, has kept opposing hitters mostly in check and has gone at least 5.1 innings in every outing. Between these two teams, the under has already hit in 21 games combined this season. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Nationals versus Colorado Rockies. The Major League Baseball slate rolls on this Friday, April 18, 2025, with a National League clash between the Washington Nationals and the Colorado Rockies. This one's going down at Coors Field, right in the heart of Denver, Colorado. Mackenzie Gore has taken the mound a couple of times at Coors Field during his career, and it hasn't exactly gone his way. He's surrendered 10 earned runs, including 4 home runs, over 10 innings pitched. That said, he didn't face the Rockies at all in 2024. Looking at the current lineup, Colorado's bats haven't done much against him, managing just 3 hits in 15 at-bats, with only 1 double and 1 homer to show for it. The Rockies have been ice cold at the plate recently, but this might be the stretch where they start to figure things out. They're coming off rough road series against the Padres and Dodgers, so there's a good chance they'll be happy to return home. Facing a Nationals bullpen that's been downright brutal, last in the majors in earned run average, WHIP, and opponent batting average should be the spark they need to get back on track. Interestingly, Colorado's bullpen has quietly been effective over the past 10 days, posting a 2.8 earned run average over 35.1 innings. On the flip side, Washington's relievers have thrown 28 innings in that same window but have been rocked to the tune of an 8.04 earned run average. Meanwhile, the Nationals' offense hasn't done much damage against right-handed pitching lately, hitting just .234, .333, and .327 over the last 10 days. That could spell trouble against Chase Dollander. As our first pick for this matchup, the Colorado Rockies money line is our full game side pick. The Nationals' relief pitching just isn't something you can count on right now. And the starters don't exactly inspire confidence either. Mackenzie Gore does have some encouraging numbers. He ranks in the 70th percentile in expected earned run average and is in the 89th percentile for strikeout rate. But he also gets hit hard. He's in just the 19th percentile for barrel rate and only the 33rd for hard hit percentage. And that's not ideal when you're pitching in a place like Coors Field, where mistakes go a long way. Chase Dollander doesn't have a huge sample size at this level yet, but the early numbers show he's been able to limit barrels, landing in the 3rd percentile in barrel percentage and the 40th percentile in hard hit rate. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.